the 540-720 question. Here's a number that should not be possible. In 90 days, you can add 180 points to your credit score. 540 to 720. Bad credit to very good credit in about 3 months. Most credit score videos on YouTube are either too vague to be useful or so sensational they're basically lying to you. This one is different. Today we're going to walk through the 4 moves that actually produce big score gains ranked by FICO's own published research. We'll do the math, we'll name the trade-offs, and by the end, you'll have a specific 90-day plan you can start this weekend. Welcome to the Friday Dollar. I'm publishing one video every Friday answering one specific money question with the real numbers worked out. This is episode 1. Let's get into it, why this works and when it won't. Before we go further, I need to tell you something most credit score videos won't. 180 points in 90 days is realistic, but only in specific circumstances. If you're starting at 540, you almost certainly have one of 2 things: very high credit card utilization or a removable error on your credit report. Maybe both. The big gains come from fixings. If you're starting at 700, the math is different. You don't have 180 points of room because you're already in good standing. Expect 10 to 30 points from the same actions, not 180. And if you have recent serious delinquencies, bankruptcies in the last few years, charge-offs, current 90-day late accounts, those negative items take time to age off your report. No utilization trick fixes them. So the 180-point gain works for one specific kind of person, someone in the 500s with high utilization, possibly with errors on their report without recent serious delinquencies. If that's you, this video is going to be very useful. If not, keep watching anyway, because the math behind these levers applies to everyone, just at smaller scales. Lever 1, credit utilization. The single highest impact thing you can do in 90 days is reduce your credit utilization. Let's talk about what that actually means and what FICO's own data says. Credit utilization is the percentage of your available credit that you're currently using. If you have a card with a $5,000 limit and a $1,500 balance, your utilization is 30%. Simple. FICO's published research is clear on 2 things. First, utilization makes up 30% of your FICO score. Only payment history is bigger. Second, the relationship between utilization and your score is nonlinear. Moving from 50% to 30% helps. Moving from 12% to 5% helps a lot more. On-screen FICO data graphic, utilization versus score curve. Here's what FICO's own data actually shows. Consumers with scores above 800 carry an average utilization of about 5.7%. The average American in 2026, according to Experian State of Credit Report, is at 36%. Most people are absorbing an active scoring penalty every single month and don't know it. The 30% rule you've heard everywhere: keep utilization below 30%. That's not the target. That's the floor. The number where you stop getting penalized aggressively. The actual sweet spot for high scores is below 10%. Here's how this turns into points. Take someone with a $5,000 credit limit who's carrying a $3,500 balance. That's 70% utilization. They're losing roughly 30 to 50 points just from that one factor. If they pay that balance down to $250, 5% utilization, they will see 20 to 50 points returned to their score within one billing cycle. That's about 30 days from when the new balance gets reported to the credit bureaus. On-screen calculator showing the math. 2 important details most people miss. First, your utilization is reported based on your statement closing date, not your payment due date. So if you want a low number reported, pay down your card before the statement closes, usually the same date each month listed on your statement. Second, FICO looks at both your overall utilization and your individual card utilization. One card at 90% hurts you even if your overall is 15%. Spread the work across cards if you can. Lever 2, disputing errors. Lever number 2 is the one most people don't realize they have. The FTC studied this. 1 in 5 Americans, 20% of consumers, has a verified error on at least one credit report. That's not a small number. Statistically, if you're watching this video, there's a real chance you have an error costing you points right now. The CFPB tracked outcomes from credit report disputes filed in 2025. Successfully resolved disputes produced an average score increase of 25 points. In some cases, when the error was a wrongly reported collection or late payment, the gain exceeded 100 points. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Pull your credit reports from all 3 bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, for free at annualcreditreport.com. Yes, all 3. They sometimes contain different information. Step 2. Look for specific kinds of errors. Wrong account balances, wrong late payments, accounts that aren't yours, closed accounts reported as open, duplicate collections, old collections that should have aged off after 7 years. Step 3. Dispute the errors directly with the bureau reporting the error. You can do it online at the bureau's website, Experian.com, TransUnion.com, Equifax.com, or by mail. Mail is slower but creates a paper trail. Step 4. The bureau has 30 days to investigate. If they can't verify the item is accurate, they have to remove it. This is the highest leverage move on this list because it's free, it's fast, and the score gain can be enormous. The only catch, you need to actually have errors. If your credit report is accurate, this lever doesn't apply to you. Lever 3, Authorized User and Experian Boost. Lever 3 is 2 related strategies that both work fast. First, Experian Boost. This is a free service from Experian that lets you add utility bills, phone payments, rent, and even some streaming subscriptions to your Experian credit file. Payments you're already making that normally don't count toward your credit score suddenly do. Experian's own data shows Boost users see an average score increase of about 13 points. For people with thin credit files, meaning few existing accounts, the gain can be larger. It only affects FICO scores pulled from Experian, not TransUnion or Equifax. But it's free, takes about 10 minutes to set up, and the gain is immediate. Second, becoming an authorized user. If you have a parent, spouse, or close family member with a long credit history and good standing, ask them to add you as an authorized user on their oldest credit card. You don't need to use the card. You don't even need a copy of it. Just being added inherits part of their credit history onto your file. On screen, visual showing how authorized user inheritance works. The catch, and there's a real one, is that this works in both directions. If they miss a payment or run up the balance, that hits your score too. Only do this with someone whose credit habits you trust completely, and confirm with their card issuer that authorized users get reported to the credit bureaus. Most do, but not all. These 2 moves combined can produce 20 to 40 points within 30 to 60 days. They don't replace the bigger levers, but they're free and fast. Lever 4, payment history. The long game. Lever 4 is the most important factor in your score, and the slowest to improve. Payment history is 35% of your FICO score. It's the biggest single factor. And in the 90-day window, you can't fix old missed payments, but you can stop bleeding new ones. Here's the math you need to know. A single payment reported 30 days late can drop your score by 50 to 100 points. 1 payment. The same payment stays on your report for 7 years. That's the asymmetry. Months to fix, years to recover. So in the next 90 days, the rule is simple. Do not miss a single payment on any account. Set up auto pay for at least the minimum payment on every card and every loan. Make sure your bank account has a buffer. Set calendar reminders for due dates as backup. If auto pay fails because your account is short, you've still missed the payment. If you've missed payments in the recent past, there's one move worth trying. Write a goodwill letter to the creditor, a polite written request asking them to remove the late payment as a one-time courtesy. It works maybe 1 in 5 times, mostly on accounts with otherwise perfect history. It costs you nothing but a stamp. Worth doing the 90-day action plan. Okay. Here's the plan, in the right order. Do these in sequence, not all at once. Days 1 through 7. Pull your 3 credit reports for free at annualcreditreport.com. Read them carefully. Note any errors. Calculate your current utilization on every card, days 7 through 14. File disputes for any errors you found. Online disputes are fastest. Same week, sign up for Experian Boost. It takes 10 minutes. If you have someone trustworthy with good credit, ask to be added as an authorized user, days 14 through 45. Pay down credit card balances aggressively. Target getting every card below 10% utilization, with overall utilization below 5% if possible. If you have multiple cards, pay down the highest utilization card first. Pay before your statement closes, not just before the due date, days 45 through 90. Maintain new balances paid down, new disputes resolved, new on-time payments. Your scores update monthly as bureaus receive new data. Check your scores every 30 days through your credit card issuer's free credit monitoring or through Credit Karma. By day 90, the math says someone starting at 540 with 70% utilization and 1 removable error should see somewhere between 100 and 200 points of improvement. The exact number depends on your specific starting point. The transformation is real, the math is real, and the moves are all free. Next Friday, that's the plan. 180 points in 90 days, broken into the 4 levers that actually move the needle in the order that produces the most gain per day of effort. Quick reality check before we close. The 540 starting point is the upper end of realistic gains. Most people watching this video are starting somewhere else, and most will see 50 to 100 points with consistent application, still meaningful, still real money in lower interest rates over the next decade. Tell me in the comments, what's your current credit score and what's your goal? I read every reply for the first 48 hours after a video goes up next Friday. How high-yield savings accounts actually work and why yours probably doesn't. We'll do the math on what switching could be worth to you per year. See you then. I'm the Friday Dollar, your Friday afternoon money advisor. Hit subscribe. See you next week.